flavors of COPD are very different. Chronic bronchitis and emphysema are not the same. This is talking about emphysema. And the number one issue with emphysema is the inflammation that happens when smoke is being drawn through the airway system. So it's not the nicotine in smoking that causes the problem. The nicotine causes the addiction, but it's the smoke that actually causes the damage in emphysema. It's an inflammatory problem. So it causes damage to the lining of the trachea and the bronchi, but it does something else. The biggest thing that emphysema does, the number one problem with emphysema, is it destroys one of your lungs' connective tissues. Which one? Do you know? Starts with an E? Well, that does start with an E.
It's not a connective
But it's not a connective tissue.
Yeah.
Right? The connective tissue is elastin.
Oh, yeah.
Elastin is a type of connective tissue that keeps its form. You can deform it, but it always goes back to its original form. And so in the lungs, the way that works is that we increase the size of the lungs and we take that elastin and we stretch it, but if we release the pressure, that elastin in the lungs retakes its original form, and therefore it compresses the lungs back to a given size. Does that make sense? What that elastin is doing? Okay, so emphysema destroys that connective tissue. And because it's destroying that connective tissue, we don't have that recoil anymore. We can inflate the lungs without a problem, but the elastin doesn't come back to its original form. There's some of it still there, so the lungs kind of come back, but there's a bunch of it gone, so it doesn't fully come back. Does that make sense? In addition to that, simultaneous to that, is the smoke that's getting down into the actual alveoli itself. We have alveoli that should be a whole bunch of little tiny individual air sacs, and every single one of those little tiny